8.11 jump statements. These are also known as transfer control statements. That means they transfer the control from one position to other position. Generally, when we use, already I have given an example. You want to collect 1 lakh rupees contributions. Then you do not know how many people you have to approach for collecting 1 lakh rupees. Then you generally create a infinite loop. You voluntarily create an infinite loop with while, suppose while 1, an infinite loop we created like this. Otherwise, for also I told you, infinite loop can be created like this. 2 semicolons, right? Then infinite loop we can create. Then how many iterations you do not know. If you know number of iterations, you can write here. But how many people you have to approach to get 1 lakh rupees contributions, you do not know. Then what you can write, if total contribution are greater than or equal to 1 lakh, break greater than or equal to 1 lakh. Now every time you are go on adding whatever contributions you are getting, you are reading it, reading the amount of contribution, and you are finding total contribution. And whenever the total contribution is greater than or equal to 1 lakh rupees, break. Then you can know how many iterations were required to get 1 lakh rupees contributions. And here one more point relevant to this I am telling you. You must write greater than or equal to. You should not write equal to. If you write equal to, it may sometimes it may create infinite loop. That point you understand. Suppose at a particular point of time you got 99,550. Then what happens? Another 450 is less. Next contributor has given 500. Then how much will be the contribution? 1 lakh 50 rupees. 1 lakh 50 rupees. So in such case, if you write equal to, it never becomes equal to. So always there is no possibility of becoming equal to, so it may lead to infinite loop. That's why every time you should, in this type of situation, you have to write greater than or equal to. In such case, whenever it becomes 1 lakh because of equal to or greater than 1 lakh first time, then it is broken. So here that is the technique. Already I have given in the beginning, in the introduction, I have given 2 cases. One is milk. Milk means predefined number of times. Poem, you do not know how many iterations are required, how many recitals you have to make. Poem like cases, this is the technique. We do not know how many iterations are required. Then while 1 or for this way you write. And with reference to poem like this thing, what you write? If memorize the poem, break. If memorize the poem, break. I have given one more example, that is make the bar, iron bar straight. If bar becomes straight, break. How many hammer strokes you apply and all that, then you can understand. So if you do not know how many iterations are required, then you can use while loop and you can create an infinite loop. Generally people, they write break statement like this. Break statement, break and semicolon. Break and semicolon, and it should always associate with a if condition. If the if condition is true only, break is applied. When break is applied, suppose there are some other statements also. Whenever break is applied, now control is here. Control comes out of the loop. Comes out of the current loop. Suppose if it is nested also like this, it comes out of the current loop, not here or not here. Understand that? Because of break statement, then it comes out of the loop. Break statement we use in only two situations. One is in loop, like this type of situation. Other one already in the previous chapter I introduced, in switch statement. Switch statement, break is an optional statement. If you apply break, exactly what result you expect and all that will come. If you don't write break, and following statements also printed, already I showed it to you. So here regarding break, certain points you remember. Break, writing break statement means break and semicolon, no parenthesis, nothing else. So next, it should always associate with a if condition. The if condition should happen. If condition should happen, whenever if condition happens and all that, the loop is broken, then control comes out of the current loop. If it is nested and all that, it does not, break statement cannot make the control to come out of all the loops. That point you remember. And another jump statement I introduced, that is continue statement. Continue statement, first you see the break statement with reference to three types of loops, page number 462. Once if condition is satisfied, along with while, it is just coming out of the loop. It goes out of the loop, current loop. Next, with the do while, you see, it goes out of the current loop. In for loop, you see, and it goes out of the current loop. That is the procedure. As far as continue is concerned, it is totally a different case. Actually, practically you have to understand, with reference to one example, I will explain what is the functionality of the continue. This you have to carefully follow. Suppose a teacher has to evaluate the papers of her students, 60 students. Then what she writes? C is equal to 1. C is less than or equal to 60, C plus plus. She can write while loop also. Now, she writes here within the body, what she does, read marks. For each iteration, one student marks, she reads and she evaluates, grade, prints a report. For example, a teacher has to evaluate 60 student marks and she creates a loop like this. Each iteration, one student marks are read and she evaluates grade and she prints the report with the necessary details. This is the program. Now, here the problem is two students absented from the exam. Absented for the exam. Those students, let us say, roll number 21 and roll number 49, students are absent. Then how she can manage? For suppose whenever iteration 21 comes and all that, she cannot give any data. But until unless the data is read, we cannot skip the statement. So for this purpose, in such a situation, what should be done? When the iteration number 21, iteration number 49 comes, all this process should be skipped. For this purpose, you can use continue. How you use continue here? Just to understand the statement. Continue statement also, just continue and semicolon, like break. Now, but this should associate with the if condition. Whenever the if condition is true, this is executed. What it does, just I will explain to you. Now you see, if roll number is equal to 21 or roll number is equal to 49, then continue. You write like this, continue like this. What is the meaning of this? If roll number is 21, skip the rest of the following statements, and go with the next iteration. Just with the reference to this example only, you can better understand. Now, if roll number is 21 or roll number is 49, continue. Then what is the meaning of that? Whenever roll number 21 comes, skip the implementation of following statements and go with the next iteration. What is the next iteration? 22. Next, up to 48, it continues in the same fashion. Now, when roll number is 49, skip the following statements and go with the next iteration, then 50. By this way, in this type of situation, a continue is applied. Continue means skip the following statements and go with the next iteration. That is the meaning. Here, I have given this application in two programs, 8.14. 8.14, now D value you are entering. If C is equal to D, 8.14 you see, break. Now D value you entered as 5. Then now actually the for loop is designed for 10 iterations, but you enter D value 5. If C is equal to D, break. That means whenever 5 is printed, then it is broken. And same way you study continue also. Continue. This also loop is originally designed for 10 iterations. Now you entered this value 5, then continue statement you have written. That means whenever the value 5, that iteration is skipped. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What happened? 5 is skipped. In case of 5, what is the meaning of that? If C is equal to 5, continue. Continue means you skip the rest of the statement. What is the rest of the statement? Writing number. And go with the next iteration. What is the next iteration? 6. That is the thing. That is the purpose of continue. Continue and break. With these two examples, you can understand the functionality of break and continue. In several places we have to apply. And only thing is break and continue mainly used with the loops. But as far as break is concerned, it is used in switch statement also. Now here one example I have given, 8.16 you see. 8.16 you see. Here we are entering a word and we have to find out. The first word is vowel or consonant. That is the task of the program. Now, here you see that where is the first character is stored? S0. String name is S and first character is stored in S0. S0 we assign to C. That C value we have given to switch statement. Already explained to you. Switch statement we can provide either character or integers. Integers also short and int only. Long you should not give. Now you provided C to switch statement. Now you see for A, E, I, O, U, then starts with vowel, break, default, printf starts with the consonant. I have given. If you don't write break there, what happens? If you enter A, E, I, O, U, any of the characters, then two statements are printed. That is what the string starts with vowel and string starts with consonant also. So that is the purpose of inserting break in switch statement. Already I explained this concept in the previous chapter, selection control structures. So break is used in two places. One with loops within the body of the loop, and the second one is with the switch statement. As far as continue is concerned, we use it with the loops only. And what is the commonality of break and continue? They should associate with an if statement. That should happen. Whenever the if statement becomes true, the break is applied or continue is applied. These points you remember and you thoroughly study the programs.